Let's take a look at how the QMS works. Within our EEZ, or Exclusive Economic Zone, the QMS set up 10 Fisheries Management Areas, or FMAs. Our fish species then each have a quota, a Total Allowable Catch, or TAC, and within that is the Total Allowable Commercial Catch, or TACC. These TACCs are applied to the various FMAs depending on where the fish are found and in what numbers. TACCs can be reviewed yearly, and this is done by MPI and based on new science and the catch rates of commercial. The TACC was divided into individual transferable quotas, or ITQs, and these were allocated to the commercial sector.
It was perceived that such quota should be given away to the fishing company that had the biggest catch. That means to reward fishing like crazy, and they should be given in perpetuity.
Now wait a minute, and I keep asking, where in the sacred text of my discipline am I to find a paragraph that says efficiency is served by giving away a resource to the private sector for free?
We don't do this with timber. We don't do it with oil. For some reason in fisheries, and we have this entire academic discipline or sub-discipline, fisheries economics, that produces justifications for this grand giveaway.
And then you make it tradable, so it becomes a commodity.
But just look at the libraries of critical academic analysis and writings about the system and how they work, the consequences, the social implications. We refer to it as a neoliberal sort of paradigm, but it's actually not a very good example because it's much more related to feudalism. It's a feudal arrangement. It's the giving of entitlements to a class of people in a certain time. Feudalism is all about that. And then to have and to hold.
The first generation did extremely well. They just sort of got given this public good for free, and you started to get a whole class of slipper skippers or quota lords who would lease out their quota and just sit at home. They also called them armchair fishermen. And these armchair fishermen did extremely well.
People will claim that an ITQ fishery is efficient because we got rid of all the small ones, and now there's 6 great big vessels catching 97% of the tack, and this is efficient? Oh my God. Okay? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm almost speechless at the stupidity of it. What we're interested in a fishery, a small-scale fishery, whatever, is sustainability, and can people make a living doing it? That's all that matters, okay?
These programs are, most places, they're, how do you make the initial award? They're off of catch history. Who produces catch history? A labor process, right, involving these people called the crew. And we have had for centuries a way of sort of mediating between labor and capital in the so-called lay system, right? And for decades, the arrangement between labor and capital was 70-30. 30% would go to the boat, 70% would go to the crew. The minute they went to ITQs, 100% went to the boat owner.
So we instigated the QMS to fix a problem, falling fish stocks. What was the result? Multi-million-dollar companies were able to take over. Less tax is now being paid per fish to the government, to us, the owners of the fish, and there are fewer jobs, more specifically in the regions. In 1986, when the QMS was introduced, there were more than 6,000 registered fishing boats around New Zealand. Today, there are around 1,100, and we're not taking less fish either. Instead, we're using bigger boats and more environmentally destructive fishing methods. More significantly for the regions, the fishing fleets are more centralised in the bigger ports, resulting in the loss of thousands of jobs.